Hello, boys and girls. The title of our Bible story today is The Big Victory. The story can be found in Matthew 13, verse 31 and 32. Our memory verse says, "Grow in the grace of Jesus." 2 Peter 3, verse 18. The message of our story today is, God's love helps us grow to be more like Him. Have you ever planted a seed? Did it grow fast or slow? Did it stay short or become tall? Are you growing? Many of people who came to listen to Jesus were farmers who grew things in the ground. So, Jesus used a little story about a seed to help them understand God's kingdom, the place where He is King. God's kingdom is like a mustard seed, Jesus said. The people who were listening to Jesus knew a mustard seed is tiny, one of the smallest seeds they grew. But when a farmer plants the tiny seed in the field, it grows and grows until it becomes a big tree. Then birds come and build nests in its branches. What did Jesus mean by saying that a tiny seed is like God's kingdom? Jesus meant that the first time you choose Him to be in your life, He plants a seed of love inside you. Every time you hear Bible stories and every time you ask Him into your life, every time you talk with God, the plant grows bigger and stronger. Soon, everyone can see it. They know that you have God's love in your heart. They know that Jesus is your best friend. Other people will want to be around you. Just as the birds came to build the nest in the branches of the mustard tree. That's what Jesus meant when He said that God's kingdom is like a mustard seed. But He also meant that the story of His love would begin with just a few people. The people who knew Him when He lived on earth are like the tiny seed. As they told others about Him, more people follow Him, like the plant that grew bigger. Each time someone shares a Bible story or tells someone else about Jesus' love for them, the plant of God's love grows bigger. When everyone who loves Jesus tells someone else about Him, the plants turn into a tree. More and more people want to hear about Jesus, just as people want to rest under a cool, shady tree, and birds want to build their nests in its branches. Is that what Jesus meant when He said a tiny seed is like God's love? Jesus meant two things. The first one is God's love is like a tiny seed that grows in your heart. Every time you learn more about Him and as you choose to follow His way each day. And the second one is God's kingdom grows bigger and bigger each time someone else learns about His love. Remember, boys and girls, God's love does help us grow to be more like Him.